It was supposed to be just another summer photo shoot. Emily, a 19-year-old aspiring model, arrived at the abandoned lakeside resort, her and camera equipment in tow. The photographer had promised the foggy atmosphere would create the perfect ethereal aesthetic. But something felt off from the moment she stepped onto the weathered dock. The air carried a peculiar smell, like burning rubber mixed with decay. As she changed behind a makeshift screen, she could have sworn she heard someone whisper her name. The sound carried on the humid breeze. "Hello?" she called out, but the photographer hadn't arrived yet. She was alone, or at least she thought she was. The fog grew thicker as she posed for test shots with her timer, swirling around her ankles like ghostly fingers. That's when the sobbing started, faint at first, then growing louder. A child's cry somewhere in the mist. Emily's hands trembled as she checked her phone. The preview images made her blood run cold. Dark figures stood behind her in every shot, their forms twisted and inhuman. In one photo, a face, if you could call it that, grinned with too many teeth. Emily. Sweet Emily. The voices were getting closer now, multiple voices speaking in unison, calling her name with a sickening familiarity. The fog turned black, seeming to pulse with malevolent energy. She ran, leaving everything behind, but the entities followed. They wanted her, had always wanted her. This was no random encounter. The photo shoot was just bait, she realized with horror. They had been waiting, planning, drawing her to this cursed place. Her legs gave out near the parking lot, an invisible force pulling her down. As darkness crept into the edges of her vision, she saw them clearly for the first time. Servants of something ancient and evil, something that had waited centuries for someone like her. The last thing Emily heard before consciousness slipped away was laughter. Not human laughter, but the sound of reality tearing apart. And through that tear, something worse than death itself reaching out to claim her soul. When the photographer arrived an hour later, he found only Emily's phone, the screen cracked but still displaying the final photo. A young girl surrounded by shadows, her face frozen in a scream that would never end. Some say on foggy days, you can still hear her crying, her voice joining the chorus of others who came before her, all of them calling out names in the mist, drawing more unsuspecting souls to their doom.